The Texas Penal Code is similar to the Code of Criminal Procedure in that the first section states what it is designed to do. In this screencast, we'll examine the objectives of the Penal Code and briefly examine how the Penal Code applies exclusively to criminal conduct. The first objective of the Penal Code is to establish a system of prohibitions, penalties, and correctional measures in order to deal with conduct that threatens harm to individual or public interests. Next, to ensure public safety by deterrence, rehabilitation, and punishment in order to prevent reoccurrence of criminal behavior. Next, to define and grade offenses and give warning of what is prohibited and the consequences. In other words, to identify what is against the law and the punishment. Next, prescribe penalties that are proportionate to the offenses and permit recognition of differences in rehabilitation among individuals. Next, to safeguard conduct that is not criminal. For instance, kicking the back seat in front of you on an airplane is not criminal conduct, although maybe it should be. It's not criminal conduct because it's not specifically identified in the Penal Code as such. Citizens are protected from arrest and prosecution for this rude behavior, as well as others such as cutting in line at the store, because they aren't defined in the Penal Code as offenses. Next, to guide and limit the exercise of discretion in law enforcement to prevent arbitrary or oppressive treatment of persons suspected, accused, or convicted of offenses. In most cases, a peace officer has the discretion to arrest or not arrest someone. The Penal Code guides this discretion by indicating which offenses are serious and which ones are less serious. Finally, to define the scope of state interest in law enforcement against specific offenses and to systemize the exercise of state criminal jurisdiction. In other words, the Penal Code seeks to draw a line in the sand about how far the government can get into your business and to systemize or standardize the system so everyone is subject to the same rules and procedures. The Penal Code specifies conduct does not constitute an offense unless it is defined as an offense and lawfully adopted under a statute. That statute could be the Penal Code itself, or other codes like the Health and Safety Code or the Transportation Code. Finally, the Penal Code specifies it does not affect a liability or right in a civil suit. For instance, if you drive drunk, crash, and hurt someone and are found not guilty of intoxication assault, the hurt person can still sue you in civil court. The fact that you were acquitted does not matter in terms of the civil suit.